All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is Tuesday evening. Tuesday. Man, I have been running my ass off. I'm telling you, today has been a busy day. For those of you that are in here already, I'm sure that those of you that are here have already did all of this stuff. I'm sure that you've already liked, subscribed, hit the bell, and done all of that stuff. If you haven't, please do so. Like, subscribe, hit the bell, get notified when we release content. Obviously, this is a very interactive show. We want you to interact with us in the comment section. Please do so. That would be very lovely. We love to hear from you, each and every one of you. Whoops, I messed up my lighting. Whoops, we'll see what happens here. Whoa, that's way not the right light. Okay, there we go. Let me just bump that down a lot. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. Yes, please comment in the comment section. We like to talk to you over there. If you're watching this live, please comment. And if you're not watching this live and you're watching this on repeat, well, comment in the comment section down there, you stingy bastards. I noticed that we get a lot of comments in the comment section, but when people watch, and we're getting a lot of watched hours, we're not getting a lot of people commenting in the comment section. We love it. Comment down there because we will comment back to you. We like to live in the comment section. So please comment down there and we will respond. Kate will respond. Brandon will respond whenever he gets back from his super secret mission. I believe he'll be back somewhere around the 20th or whatnot, and he'll be back on screen with us. He's doing something super secret. And then the rest of us will comment as well. So Mary Nicholson commented. That's great to see. Keep when are you taking the studio into the future? One of these days, I don't know. We'll see. We shall see. I won't comment. Hello, Amy Lynn. Hello, Nicole. Hello, Alva, Stumblefoot, Joe, Mary, Eric, Shirley, Sproles, Shotgun. Comment or you'll get a beanbagged. Comment or I'll shoot you. Comment or I'll shoot you again. What's he say? You kick the door again or I'll shoot you. I don't know what he says. He don't say I'll shoot you in the face. It seems like he'd say I'll shoot you in the face. But he doesn't say that, but he seems like he would. Like that sounds like if I was going to do a movie of this, comment and you'll get another one. Yeah, that's right. Comment and you'll get another one. Woo! We'll go all night. Woo! We'll go all night. I need to get that on I need to get just that segment. Woo! We'll go all night. I play that at random times. Now, I'm not trying to be ugly. I am not. Hey, listen to me. For all of you guys that might be partaking in a little bit of the forbidden water, for those of you that might be taking a little bit of the libations tonight and drinking back there, or maybe if you're smoking a little or doing your thing, whatever it is, we're going to watch a video tonight. And I want you to drink or hit that thing or whatever you're doing every time you hear Sproles say the word ugly. And I swear to God, if you do that, you will not work tomorrow morning. I promise you. So we've got a lot to talk about. Overdosing on the Reese cups. Yes, for those of you that are sober, you'll just get fat. So it is what it is. It is what it is. All right. So here's the thing. We have a lot to talk about tonight. Okay. We are going to be doing some housekeeping here in a moment. I know everyone hates housekeeping, but our housekeeping is not going to be bad. Then we're going to get into the topics. I'm going to let you right now know ahead of time so people in here can let people know what's going on, where, when, why, and how. All right, the topics for this evening. We're going to be talking about the city of Muncie, okay? We're going to be talking about Delaware County, and we're going to be talking about Henry County. We're going to be talking about various things from each of those areas, okay? And I want to say this is the thing, all right? This is very, very important. Wherever you live, all of these topics bleed together, all right? Before we start to watch anything, before we get into any housekeeping anything, I am going to play a little clip for you. And there is a very good chance that when this wraps up and we're not live, people that are not here and will be watching tomorrow or the next day, they won't get to see this. I will probably get a copyright ding, and I will probably have to cut this next part out. So if you're here, you're going to get to see something that other people will not get to see. But this is, and we're not going to watch the whole thing. I just want to let you guys see this. I posted this on social media earlier, and I watched this last night, and it literally, it blew me away. And it shouldn't have. I mean, it should because of what's going on. It's just crazy. But it just goes to show you that it doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter where it is. It doesn't matter who it is. That literally everywhere you can be, everywhere that you find yourself, okay? What's going on? Where do I find? Why can't I find it? I know I posted it. Give me a second here as I'm getting mad at myself here now. As I'm scrolling backwards through social media that is getting ever so much harder to follow. Okay. We're done. All right, yeah, here it is. I found it here. I found this here, man. I watched this last night as I was going to bed, and my gosh, did this thing make me so upset. Just to see how ignorant this is, and to witness just the pure stupidity that okay, so let me use StreamYard. Let me pull this up. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. This is the first black mayor of an Alabama town claims he's been locked out of City Hall. All right, let's take a look at this.
Hold an election for office, a clear winner is declared, and that person assumes the position once the votes are counted and certified. But New Bern, Alabama is a bit different. They haven't held elections for years, with a position often handed down from father to son for multiple generations, until one man went against the norm. And he says it's led to him being blocked from his mayoral duties for years. Now the battle over who's really in charge is at the center of a federal lawsuit as tensions run high. Our Steve Osinsami has the tale of two mayors.
New Bern, Alabama is one of those small places in America where you'll find nearly a dozen churches to worship the Lord, but not a single grocery store. It's barely a mile long with about 200 people, an old cotton town where the history of slavery still lives deep in the soil. Even the cemeteries are still racially segregated. This is where white people are buried. And over here is the dirt road that takes you to a hill where the descendants of former slaves still bury their dead today.
I'm not trying to divide the town, just want to make the town better.
For the first time ever, a child of those Black ancestors has become the city's mayor, hoping he can bring people together. But in a lawsuit he's filed in federal court, he says that some of his white neighbors have kept him from the job and locked him out of office. And he's seen here arguing with one of them outside the building, a city clerk who he and his Black voters tried to persuade to their side but failed.
What you're doing is unjust.
No, it's not.
It is. It's absolutely unjust. It's unjust by this gentleman and it's unjust by the people of this town.
Do you feel cheated?
Oh, yeah.
Do you feel discriminated against?
Yes.
What is it that you want to see happen?
I want to take my rightful seat and I want to hold each and every one of them accountable for what they did.
56-year-old Patrick Braxton was born and raised here and became the city's first Black mayor in 2020 when he quietly filed the paperwork at this county courthouse to run for the position. Up until that year, no one had ever officially put in for the job. How many years has this place gone without an election?
I think they said about 60 something.
So then how was the mayor decided here?
Just hand it down, hand it down.
And let me guess, what was the race of this mayor in this town? What's it always been?
White.
Yeah, every single time.
Yes.
The mayor at the time was this man, Haywood Stokes III. His father, Haywood Stokes Jr., who died 10 years ago, was the mayor before. And in a response to the federal lawsuit, he and his lawyers admit that the town of New Bern has not held an election for years prior to decide who leads their city. But they deny that there's any racism or a conspiracy here to keep Black people out of office. He and Patrick Braxton are both volunteers at the fire station on Main Street.
They're both
They've known
volunteers
each other for
at
more
the
than a
fire
decade.
department.
So it was a shock to everyone when the legal deadline had passed to run
We're
for the
almost
job.
done, folks. We're going to
And
get into
this
some
time,
serious
a
stuff
Black
here in a
man,
minute.
Patrick Braxton
This is serious.
had gone through the trouble of filing the proper paperwork and was the one and only candidate. Months later, he was seen here being
Look at
sworn
this.
into office by a state judge. And like previous mayors before him, he
Look at
appointed his
this.
own city council who put their hands on the Bible that same warm evening.
You know, we was very excited. We had one meeting.
You did have a meeting in City
One,
Hall.
yes.
Oh.
We got a chance to come in, you know, and
Try to get
so-
organized.
tried to organize what,
Mhm.
you know, that was it.
They say it felt good in a town where 85% of the residents are Black to finally have a city council.
All right, I want you
that
guys to
looked
hear that.
more
I want
like
you guys
the
to hear
people
that
they
because
serve.
somebody I was in the comments on this section and someone said, "Well, of course. I applaud this man for running to be the mayor, but then he becomes the mayor and the very first thing that he does in this town, the mayor appoints the council. The very first thing he does is he appoints all other Black people. Why shouldn't it be some Black, some white?" But did you hear what they just said there? This is a town of 200 people. And in this town of 200 people, 85% of those 200 people are Black. However, their council in a town where 85% of the town is Black, they've always been led by white people. I mean, so there's 30 white people in this town. 30 white people in this town, and you've got a mayor, 3 council members, so out of that 30 people, 5 of the officials are white. Okay. And so, like, I don't care that he appoints all the Black people on the council. The majority of the town is Black. And so it's just amazing to me. Now, this story goes on and on and on. All right. And I would definitely, it's the thought that counts, Philip. That's the thought that counts, being here now. Better late than never. I want you guys to go back and watch this, okay? And I want, absolutely, Catherine, absolutely, that's exactly right. I want you guys to go and watch this. You can find this on my social media page on Facebook, okay? And so you can find that at Christopher H. Bilbrey on Facebook, or you can simply just type in, ABC News Live prime time, first black mayor of one of Alabama town claims he's locked out of City Hall, something like that. I want you to watch it because as the news is here, anybody wants to see the news. They don't care what happens. Everybody wants to be on TV. Hey. As the news guy that was walking around, and the news guy happened to be black himself, he was walking into the restaurants and they were saying, "Get out of here. We don't want you. We don't want you. You're just trying to make trouble." And they were like threatening them to get them to leave. The only people that would talk to them only off camera. There was one person that would talk to them in the entire town. Listen, this is not Henry County I'm talking about, folks. This amazingly is Alabama, okay? And it is 2023, amazingly. So yeah, I just want you to listen to this because this is very true. And as Kate posted up there a moment ago, even just take the racial aspect out of it, this very same thing is going on in so many small communities where they don't hold elections and they just pass the council seats and the mayor seats or the town manager seat, whatever they want to call it, down from one person to the next, and they don't ever have anything like that. It's really crazy. There's a town in Randolph County like that. What's it called? Not Saratoga. That's right. So, yeah, man, this is crazy. But if you haven't checked that out, you can find that on my social media. I just wanted to pull this on and let you guys see it. I'll probably get a copyright strike for it. It shouldn't. I hope I don't. If I do, I might try to fight it because this is something that needs to be seen. And I just want to let everybody know it doesn't matter. It's disgusting. It just goes to show you one way or another, some form or another, the bullshit that we're all dealing with happens everywhere. And we must fight back against the corruption, period. That's it. Okay. Now, that's going to take us into our, oh yes, 100%. That's going to take us into the rest of our show tonight. The housekeeping, I just want to say just briefly, there are 2 candidate forums coming up in Muncie. If you know of candidate forums in the other communities, in Newcastle, in Anderson, in Winchester, please let me know. We will get those up. But I know specifically there is a candidate forum tomorrow evening, Wednesday, September 13th at 7 p.m. At Muncie Central High School Auditorium. It is the mayoral candidates. So as far as I know, we will see on stage Jeff Robinson, Democrat candidate, and Dan Ridenour. I have not heard that one or the other is not going. So that's tomorrow, Wednesday, September 13th at 7 p.m. And then a week from tomorrow, Wednesday, September 20th at 7 p.m. at the same Muncie Central High School Auditorium at 7 p.m., the citywide races will run, which that means city judge, which there's only one candidate running, city clerk, there are 2, even though there should only be 1, and then the at-large positions. Okay, so there is I don't know if it's going to be live streamed or not. Matter of fact, I've heard it's probably not going to be live streamed, but when I found out that it's going to be in the Muncie Central High School, you can believe me, I will be live streaming. We'll see if they try to kick me out. I've heard that they don't want it live streamed, or somebody doesn't want it live streamed, or some nonsense like that. But I will be live streaming it. I will be there and I will live stream it. So They are not going to be live streaming it, but I will be live streaming it unless and until they try to arrest me or some nonsense. So I will be live streaming it. It will be right here at 7 p.m. tomorrow. You'll be able to find it here, and then 7 p.m. on the next night. After that, I do want to say that we are still in the position of collecting names of when, where, who, how, what, how, why, when, of candidate interviews, and we will be doing those here, and those are going to start very, very, very soon. The last little side note housekeeping measure that I had to state was that to Catherine, I know you're gonna like send the dogs after me, or want to shoot me or whip me or something. I told you I was coming to the Madison County meeting tonight, but like for some unknown reason, I have been absolutely drowning. I've been running all day today. I was in Newcastle. I was back at Muncie. There was a press conference with my one of the mayoral candidates at 3:00. By the time I got home and stuff, by the time I got ready to head that way, I would have been too late. I think it said I would have been in Madison County by like 6:40, 6:45. And I just said, I need to rest a little bit before tonight's show. So I apologize. I did happen to watch the live stream. So I'm thankful that you live streamed the I know. It's so, I promise you, I am going to get over there and I am going to help you. I am going to do what I can. I want to get over into Madison County. I have been so swamped, and I got sick, and then I've been so busy, and there's only so many of me, so I can only do so much, or I would literally be going crazy. So I will get to you, I promise, but that's the housekeeping stuff. All right, on to this. We're going to be talking about Henry County. We're going to be talking about Madison County. We're going to be talking about, unfortunately, not Madison County. I had that written down because I was going to go. We're going to be talking about Henry County. We're going to be talking about Muncie and Delaware County. We're going to do the Muncie stuff first. I want to say, listen to me, folks. If you know people from Muncie, get them here. Get them onto the live stream. Share this. How long do you want, Chris, how long do you want to stay in jail if they do arrest you? They're not going to arrest me. They will not get me. They'll never take me alive, see? Okay, so we're going to start with Muncie. And the Muncie things are going to go pretty quick. Bang, bang, bang. But if you know people from Henry County, you're going to want to get them here too, because we're going to see the full body camera of Sproles' illegal stop. And it's, again, mind-boggling. It's absolutely stupid. So, okay, here we go. I was wondering about bail time. Yeah, well, when I know that I'm going to get arrested, I always take a little bit of bail in my shoe. So I can always slide them the money when I want to go. But last time I went to jail for disorderly conduct in Winchester, I tried to get a hold of my people and say, leave me in here, I'll stay. But they got to me too quick. I was pissed. I was like, I don't want to leave. I'm going to stay the night. They wouldn't let me stay. Okay. First up, I want to ask you guys, if anyone has seen this, now this is, I'm gonna show you this comment here, and I saw this comment the other day. I want to say that this comment specifically came from a good friend of mine, Sarah Beach, asked me if I had seen this comment, and I said no, I hadn't seen this, and we were debating what this was. So this is a question that I'm going to be asking for every one of the Dan addicts. For those of you that are watching, Dan Addicts, okay? Dan Addicts are the Dan Ridenour fanatics or the Dan lunatics, however you want to say it. Danatics, Dan Addicts. I prefer Dan Addicts. This is what they look like. It's kind of, they're hard to tell, but it's normally face to ass all the way out, and this is what it is. So for all of the Dan Addicts, okay, if any of you know them, they're really easy to spot. I want you to ask them, and this is a very serious, legitimate question that I have. I am not being a smart butt. I am being serious when I ask this. I mean this with absolute all sincerity, because dead serious. I want to know. I need to know what this is. I need to know what exactly we have going on with this. So I'm going to share this to the screen here real quick. Give me 1 second so I can pull this up here and show you. I want to be able to pull this down here. Downloads. Okay. All right. Here it is. Oh my God. Load. Okay, here we go. What is this? Dan Ridenour for Muncie Mayor. This is a sponsored, paid for by Dan from Muncie Committee. Mayor Dan Ridenour is cleaning up Muncie by increasing city revenue, balancing the budget, and growing the city's general fund. Re-elect Dan Ridenour for mayor. And then there's this post that they made on Canva. Dan Ridenour is cleaning up Muncie by balancing the budget and reducing debt. Check mark. Increasing revenue by $1.8 million. This is the question to the Danatics. What is that? All right. That's what I need to ask. I just want to know what that is. I need to know what that is. How did he increase the city revenue? I have a belief. This is what I pay so much money for, amazing work like that. I have a belief that I know what this is, but I'm wanting to see if the Lindsay, what's her name? I about forgot it. Lindsay Corey Bory Fink or Shireen Wigley and anyone. I want to know what that increase is from. I need to know what that is because I have a sneaking suspicion of what they're talking about there, but I'm not going to say what it is. Okay? And the people out there, there's a person on here right now that knows what it is, what I think it is, and I don't want that person to say. I know what I know. I believe in my heart of hearts that I know what they're going to claim it is, but I don't want to say it. Okay, I don't want to say it. I want to hear from them what that is. So I'm going to put it up here on the screen, and I'm putting this question out to all Danatics. The claim here is that he has increased city revenue And then below, it says he's increasing revenue by $1.8 million. Then it goes on to say balancing the budget and reducing the debt by $6.8 million and growing city funds. Okay. Now, again, I just need to know. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I believe I know what it is. But yeah, right. So I just need to know if it's due to the increased property tax. Well, here the other thing is, all right, I'm gonna say, I'll be honest, I don't believe that they're gonna claim that this is CARES or American Rescue Fund. I believe that there's something else. I've got, a matter of fact, I'm gonna write it down right here. I'm gonna write it down right here on this piece of paper. Okay, I'm gonna write down what I'm telling you it is. Today is the 12th, 09/12/23. You can see I wrote that right there on it. Okay, and I'm going to write down, and I might be wrong, but I want to know. I've wrote it down there. I'm not going to tell you, and I'm going to put this right here. And when we get an answer, I'll pull that out and I'll show everybody, and I'll either be right or I'll be wrong.
Two things. Number one, the likelihood of you getting an answer is...
Oh, no. I'll get an answer because they'll have to shove it. That's what they'll do.
Well, yes, to prove you wrong.
Well, yeah. Well, no, what I think is, no, they'll be in hightail, campaign mode. Yeah. Lindsay will tell me, Shireen will tell me, maybe Shireen's husband will tell me. I'm sure I'll get an answer on this.
Okay.
Yeah. So
and okay, so that was number one. Number two, what is the likelihood you're actually wrong?
Well, because they're stupid, I'm kind of scared that I might be, because I could see them saying one of two things.
Well, then you should write down what the two things are you think they'll answer.
All right.
And then just cover your own ass.
Right. What I'll do, though, is, so I will do that, but I'll write down what I think is number one, my actual number one answer. Okay. And my number two answer, I will write down over here. And
we are dealing with the master of bullshit here.
Yeah.
So I think that it is okay for you to have more than one answer. Now, that might be me.
Yeah,
I don't know what the viewers think. Do you think the viewers think that it's okay for him to have two potential answers, or should he stick with one?
I still say it's just the one.
Saying.
I still say it's just the one, but I got them both on there. I've got. I will not be wrong now. I will be right one way or another. I'll be right one way or another here. So that'll be fantastic. I've just barely started looking in to the budget, and I've not seen an increase, but I know what I guess Elizabeth, it depends on what they say. I would think that, but I don't know if I don't know what they're going to say, because they are off on some kind of bizarre kick. So I don't know what they're going to say. All right, that's that. Okay, so we got through Dan's comment. I just thought that was really weird. I saw that the other day. A friend of mine, Sarah Beach, shared that to me, and I think we want an answer. Okay, now on to the next big thing, moving into the city of Muncie. I'm going to pull this up here on the good old Star Press. I like that they did this. Man, I'm telling you, he must be, David Pennicuff must be feeling froggy because he got this report out like that quick, okay? Here, we're going to be looking at David Pennicuff's. Maybe he'll answer it. I'll try to answer. I'll try to ask it at the forum tomorrow. If they allow questions tomorrow at the forum, I'll try to answer it. I'll try to ask it at the forum, and then we'll all get to see it in front of a live audience. And I will take my answer with me, and I'll hold it up to the screen once he answers. So we'll get to see it live streaming. I'll do that tomorrow. That'll be awesome. Okay. So last night, if you'll recall, there was a Muncie City Council meeting, and there was a lot of craziness going on. If you're here from Henry County, sit tight. We're going to be getting into it. You're going to love it, I promise. But for those of you from Muncie, last night was the City Council meeting, and there was some fireworks last night after they had put forward the budget and did all of that stuff, introduced that. Then they had some resolutions on the mayor's great campaign plot that he come up with, that I'm going to give the firemen and the police a 10% raise for 1 year, and they're going to have to then support me because I did that, and then there's no way I can be beat. Okay, so he did this crazy thing where the mayor, because it's the mayor's ball game, he's the mayor, all right, created this team. It was the negotiation team. They got together and they went into negotiations with both the FOP and the fire union, and they did this without notifying the council, without having a council member on the team, or without notifying them of what was going on, which is set forward by ordinance. Now, Ryan Webb, that is wrong, because you have went on you've went on record saying that you won't. Well, I guess you said that down there. Audie has said that he won't do that. Let's see here. What's going on here? Let me see. Let me see what this I guess I don't really see anything. Hold on here. I'm getting. All right. Let me. All right. Hold off here a second. What is Annie saying? Surely they did not do. Why can no one answer that happens when a mayor violates the ordinance set by the city? Well, I heard that Councilor Troy Ingram was going to look into what happened with the mayor violating this. So we will. Oh yeah, they did not do that, Annie. I thought you were talking to. I thought we were talking to someone else. Sorry. Yeah, they did not do that. So that was crazy. Okay. Now I want to read to you here because this is insane. One of the things that I want to be very clear on: last night, the mayor was not at the council meeting. Okay, the mayor did not attend the council meeting. Neither did his attorney or legal representation. Now, his deputy mayor did, but deputy mayor didn't say anything. And while I appreciate the deputy mayor being there, I certainly don't care that the deputy mayor was there, because it doesn't matter. He's not elected. So, and I want to say this. I don't know if my grandparents are still watching. Don't go to bed just yet. I want you guys to stay up and watch this next video, this Robinson video, and see what Grandpa's thoughts are on this. But before we get there, I got to get into this. Police fire raises approved after the rules of contract talks questioned. Muncie, Indiana City Council voted 9-0 Monday in favor of the 2024 labor contract for police and firefighters that hands members of both city departments large salary hikes of 10% each. But the swift negotiations conducted by the city administration apparently violated ordinances that prescribe how the contract talks are to take place, according to the city's attorney. Muncie City Council Brandon Murphy told the council members Monday that city ordinances hold that when the police and fire contracts are being negotiated, if no council member is on the negotiating team for the city, a member of the committee is to report on negotiation within 48 hours of each bargaining session to the chairman of the council's finance committee, and that chairman, of course, I believe is Robinson. I believe he's the chair of the finance committee. And because the negotiations went on in the city of Muncie on July 6th, July 7th, and July 20th, they would have had to notify the council within 2 days of the 6th, of the 7th, and of the 20th. And they did not. They failed to do that. All right, the paper goes on. That was not done, Murphy said. The head of the council finance committee is council president Jeff Robinson, who is also running for mayor against incumbent Dan Ridenour, Republican. The Ridenour administration handled the negotiation for the public safety contracts. Officials for the administration said the contracts, including the raises, were designed to make it easier to recruit police and firefighters. Ridenour said he checked with the city's legal counsel about the negotiations and was told that everything was fine. I wonder how much of this is interpretation of the law, Ridenour said. All right. What? Listen to me. I understand that there's definitely different ways to interpret aspects of the law, but this ordinance is cut and dry. All right? It's have a member of the council on the negotiating committee or notify them within 48 hours of the bargaining session negotiation. They went to negotiations on the 6th, the 7th, and the 20th of July. The council was not notified until July 28th. All right? I am really upset that Ridenour wants to push back. Do you know what would have gained Ridenour just a little bit of respect in my book? If he would have said, we made a mistake. If he would have said, we made a mistake, that would have made it look like it might have been an accidental overstep. Hell, he could have even been lying. I would have been satisfied if he would have lied to me about it. If he would have been like, we didn't invite them on purpose. Oh, it was a mistake. We messed up. We won't do it again. I would have been like, okay, I can accept that. But by him saying this, it's clear that he's playing a game. But what makes me most upset is the fact that this man did not even have the balls to be there at the meeting last night himself. He wanted to do this in the comfort of his own office when he could talk to the newspaper reporter the next day without fear of being called onto the carpet in front of people. And there it would have been harder for him to crack off with the lies as easily as this. This is absolutely disgusting. The city of Muncie says, it was a mistake. We won't do it again. I love it. All right, moving on. I'm so sick of this. I'm so sick of this Ridenour. Whoopsie. Didn't he run to change all of this? Robinson said he was not informed of the negotiation until after the city had a press conference announcing the agreements. Robinson was informed of the failure to include him by city attorney Mark Irvin, who sent Robinson a letter dated July 28th that admitted the deadlines for informing the council were inadvertently missed. Whoops. Now, why is that? They inadvertently missed them on the 28th, but now Ridenour, in September saying, I want to know how much of this is interpretation. Why don't you stick with what your attorney said back on the 28th? Irvin then provided a summary of the negotiation sessions for the two unions. Robinson was asked after the meeting if the administration would have any reason to exclude the council from the negotiation team. Maybe it's just a coincidence that within 4 weeks of the negotiations, the mayor had been endorsed by the unions after they were given the biggest raises ever, he replied.
Well, it couldn't have had anything to do with him not wanting to share credit.
Oh, yeah. Well, no, you don't want to share credit. You don't want to give them a chance to say, wait, whoa. 10%? Maybe we need to slow our roll here. However, Robinson said he didn't want to punish police officers and firefighters because of this issue, and the council members generally said Muncie Police Department firefighters deserve the raise. Representatives of the union said they kept the health of the community in mind. While negotiating, Brandon Qualls, representing the local Fraternal Order of Police, said negotiations were not all one-sided. We gave back some, he said. It was not just taking. So I thought that was interesting. City Controller Craig Wright told the council the city was able to fund the pay raises. The administration has yet to reach an agreement with the AFSCME union members who work for the city in the street department, parks department, and Prairie Creek. Robinson asked Wright how those talks were going, and the controller replied that the city was trying to open the negotiations back up, which is a nice way of saying they've stalled, they've broken down, and we are currently not in negotiations right now. It means they are not going well. Wright said he didn't want to get into the negotiations in public. Robinson then asked if there was a parity clause in the agreement that would require the city to provide similar wage increase for those workers as well as the police and firefighters. And let's just be clear, there is a clause like that. So the clause says they need to get the same 10% that the police and the firefighters do. And to that, Craig Wright said they do have clauses in there. Like I say, it's all negotiable. So to me, it makes it sound like they're wanting to say, hey, we're not going to give you the same as the police and the firefighters. If they do end up having to give them the same 10%, man, the city council next year is going to be on the hook. Ridenour then asked if the city could afford to provide those same raises to those members. And of course, some of Ridenour's pit bulls on the council objected to that question as not having to do with the police and fire contracts that were under discussion. I think it's common sense. I would disagree, Robinson said. In order to pass these resolutions, we have to be sure that we can afford them, right? Wright told Robinson that the police and firefighters helped the city provide their raises by working with the administration in other areas. Other business, including possible revenue short budget. Listen to this, all right? In other business, Delaware County Councilor member Ryan Webb went to the council meeting and spoke from the floor, warning city council members to beware of a possible effort to raise the local income tax in the county. County Council is working on its budget for 2024 and is coming up short of revenue. The possibility of raising the local income tax, the LIT, as we've been talking about, has been referred to in county council meetings and was noted by a county judge as a means to pay salaries for the operations of the courts. I'm concerned that we're not living in the moment with the money that we have available right now, Webb said. He urged the council to consider city budget without figuring on raising taxes. The Muncie City Council represents the community with the highest population in the county, so would have to approve the change of the tax along with the county council. Webb said he was fundamentally opposed to raising the local income tax, and he hoped the city council and the candidates running for city council in November were also opposed. He then suggested city council members publicly declare their opposition to such a tax increase. County council resumes its work on the county council on this Thursday, the 14th. City council introduced the budget prepared by the Ridenour administration Monday, but said it would discuss its contents at future meetings. And we will cover those future meetings. Listen, at the end of the day, Ridenour is the mayor of the city. He's not been to a city council meeting in over 5 months. Why is this man not going to these meetings? He said clearly, clear and cut, he said that he would improve communication, improve accountability, improve transparency, that he would do every bit of that. Every bit of that, along with several other things, slowing government down, putting the best people in, and he will not do that. He will not do that. Webb's comment, rumor on the street is that no candidate received the firefighter police union endorsement unless they pledged to raise the lit tax. This means deals have potentially been made. Look who they endorsed. Hey, listen, I've talked to 2 people that were given the endorsement, and they said that they were asked about this. This has been confirmed to me 2 or 3 times over now. I feel like this is not even a rumor at this point. It's just something that we know has happened. And look, listen to me. If someone tells you it's going to rain outside on Tuesday, and then you wake up and you're like, oh, is it going to rain? I think it might rain. And they're like, nope, but it's cloudy, and you hear the wind, and there's thunder and lightning, and the window is wet. And when someone comes in from outside, they're shaking water off, and you ask everyone around, hey, is it raining? And everyone's like, no. You're pretty safe to say that those people that are saying no are full of it, and you can use your eyes to look at all the clues, even though you've not been outside, to know that it's raining, okay? All of these people continue to... Am I laggy? All of these people continue saying, oh no, this is not happening. This won't be happening. But yet it is happening. It looks like it's going to happen. And there's, everything that we're seeing shows that it's happening. So I just say, listen, I am asking the mayor as a political commentator, as somebody that believed in you at one point, as somebody that is watching this unfold, I am asking you, please attend the October council meeting. Please attend any of the council's special meetings on the budget. Please attend the special meeting in October to vote on the budget. Quit not going to those meetings. It's ridiculous. Absolutely out of control. All right, moving on from there. I do want to bring up quickly. Let me pull this up here and send this to myself. Okay. I want to show you something that is very concerning. Something that I've been saying since this thing started. Something that I've been saying since this thing started. Look at this. Hey, the Muncie Fire Department is back in the news. Who would have thought? I'm not leaving.
Now DirecTV has NFL Red Zone from NFL Network. So fans like Nate here never miss a big.
Advertise for them.
More questions this morning about a cheating scandal inside the Muncie Fire Department.
Following this for a while now, but our senior investigative reporter Bob Siegel says it's now not even clear if the Muncie Fire Department investigated the allegations at all.
The longtime fire captain accused of coordinating a cheating scheme is raising new questions about the investigation. Troy Delaney is appealing the state's decision to revoke his firefighter and EMT certifications. Last week, we told you he's claiming the state's investigation was biased and unfair, but there's more. Delaney and his attorney also claim the state's punishment is inconsistent with an internal investigation. It's conducted by the Muncie Fire Department.
The chief made it clear he did not believe that there was cheating that went on here. He thought that this stuff was taken out of context. He did not support moving forward with this.
But that claim does not match what Muncie's fire chief is now telling 13 News. And it raises questions about whether the city of Muncie ever investigated the cheating claims at all. I'm going to show you what questions the fire chief will not answer and what information the fire department is keeping quiet. Our investigation continues tonight at 11 here on 13 News. I'm Bob Siegel.
All right, folks, this is very important to understand what's getting ready to happen here. Tonight at 11 p.m., that report is going to finish this part of it. And they're going to come on and they're going to say that the city of Muncie was aware of these allegations. The city of Muncie investigated these allegations. The city of Muncie did not do anything about these allegations because Meade found that they were unfounded. And now it's all of this craziness after the administration knew that this has been going on since the beginning of the year. Now, I can't tell you when this first dropped. I can if I look through my notes. I want to say it would have been sometime in March. All right, sometime in March. I brought it out. Listen, Channel 13 knew everything and got the drop on the story. But I had been talking about it for at least a day or two before Channel 13. I said Channel 13 is getting ready to drop some news on the fire department, and it has to do with what they're doing, okay? And this lines up with what Annie just said. Ridenour only appoints or hires the best, okay? This late June. Okay, late June. So I would have been talking to it right about in there. Now, this is very important. Okay? This is very, very, very important here. Look, Ridenour was supposed to improve communication, improve transparency, improve accountability, slow government down, improve relationships between the city and the county, and put the
We
best
started
people in
talking
place.
about the cheating thing in April 15th.
Okay, April 15th. Okay, yeah, all right. Thank you there, Kate. April 15th is when we first started talking about this here. All right, I want to be clear on this. This is now going to come out after all this time of making Muncie, the fire department, everybody look so stupid. Okay? Right. Now, listen to me. The biggest issue here is Meade should should not even be the chief of the department. Again, Ridenour and his team didn't follow the law in appointing Meade as the chief. Now, I got to say this, and I hate it. I hate saying it. The number two at the fire department, I love him. I love the guy. He's a good guy. He's a good dude. I would consider him a friend. He's always been good to me. I've always been good to him. I think he's a smart guy. I think he's a good firefighter. I think he's a good public servant. Burford and Meade, neither one should be in the positions that they are in. And let me tell you why. Yes, right, City of Muncie. When the mayor is elected and when the mayor is brought forward and the mayor says, I'm going to announce who my police chief is, I'm going to announce who my fire chief is, who my deputy fire chief is, and who my deputy police chief is. Okay? The mayor can appoint anybody he wants. However, there is a rule, law. Is it an ordinance? It's a merit. It's a merit. It's on the merit board rules state that if the mayor is going to appoint a fireman that has not held the rank above sergeant, that the mayor must bring or notify the merit board of that pick, and the merit commission must approve that pick. Meade and Burford, neither one have held rank that would put them above disqualifying that merit situation. So in order to put Meade in the chief's position, Ridenour should have notified the merit commission and told them, and the merit commission should have voted to say up or down, yay or nay, if they agreed with number one and number two, Meade and Burford. That did not happen. And now we have a chief who, to my knowledge, is currently still off duty. He is not there. He has not been there. I heard that he walked out of City Hall a week or 2 weeks ago and didn't tell anybody, was just left. And apparently he went off on some FMLA. He just left and contacted them, and now he's out on FMLA. Apparently, my sources within City Hall has said that he should have been back this week, but his leave got extended until the 23rd, 24th, 25th, somewhere around in there. So the chief of the fire department during all of this insanity is not there. Now, listen, I want to be clear. If somebody is going through some kind of mental issue, I'm not saying that's what's going on or not. I'm just saying if someone's having some kind of issue, if it's a mental issue, if it's a health issue, if there's something going on, look, I get it. You got to take care of that and things. I hope he's not sick. I hope there's nothing going on. I don't know why he's gone. He's just gone. All right. So the bottom line is he's just showing us that he doesn't have what it takes to be the chief of the department. And maybe they wouldn't have had this issue if they would have went through the merit commission, and the merit commission could have said, I'm sorry, he doesn't fit the qualifications. Bring us back another appointment that does. So just something I thought I would throw out there. It'll be interesting to see how this fire department cheating scandal wipes out. I think by the end of this, all says and done, it's going to take out a couple careers, and I think that Muncie will be the laughingstock. and the mayor will try to say, well, I didn't know about it. What's happening? What are you talking about? So that's it. That's that. We'll be following that, and I will be reporting on their next half of that report. All right. The last thing before we get to the fire department, we get to the Muncie Fire Department. Okay. The last, have you tried? Let me get this straight. Eddie Bell and Brett Granger worked during one of the most stressful administrations ever, and they turned time back into the city because they did not take time. Yeah, right. Isn't that crazy? Isn't that crazy? I'm telling you, it's nuts. What goes on there. All right. I want to pull out this last issue here. And we'll see what we got going on here. So, for all of you that did not know today, the a press conference was held in at 214 Democrat headquarters at the Democrat headquarters today. It was a press conference that was held by Jeff Robinson, Muncie City Councilor, but he was holding the press conference as the candidate running for mayor of the city of Muncie. I have recorded that press conference, and I have that ready to go, but it's going to be it's about 45 minutes long. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to basically read through some of the finer points. I'm going to release the full video, and then we will talk about this at a later date. Jeff Robinson put out a graphic that said, "Tired of watching the mayor spend money on events and projects while not fixing the roads? Jeff just released his bold and exciting new plan, No More Excuses. Since March, Jeff has spoken with thousands of residents and confirmed what has long been suspected to be one of the biggest issues on your minds: the city's crumbling infrastructure, particularly roads and their current state of disrepair. Today, Jeff held a press conference unveiling his bold plan to restore the infrastructure and the likes of which people of Muncie have not seen in a long time. You're sure to be excited to hear the points of his plan and have your questions answered. So go to Jeff's website, where you can find much of the information you'll be interested in. Be watching the media outlets, as they will surely be writing about this, and check your mail in the coming days for information too. Jeff means it when he says he's going to start putting Muncie first. This is a first step in showing you he is serious. We can't afford to wait, and Muncie can't afford to keep paying the current mayor's pothole tax." Okay? And I've got to say, I've got a lot of questions for Jeff Robinson, and I cannot wait. I'm hoping that he is going to sit down and interview with us. I've got a lot of questions for Mayor Ridenour too, but I cannot wait to see what he has in store, and what I want you guys to hear this too, because it really was quite amazing. Here's some of the pictures from the event today that I want to share for you guys here. Here is recording the event. Here is Jeff Robinson roadmap to restoring infrastructure, paving nearly 3 times the lane miles as 2022 through 2023, 82 lane miles. Our roads are the worst they've ever been. Big problems require bold solutions. New and repaired sidewalks with ADA compliance, proactive road maintenance, 72-hour response team, no tax increase required. Robinson for mayor of Muncie. See a map of Jeff's paving plan inside. Then you go inside, and there's this, very well put together piece of literature. And I've got to say, I'll be honest, if the Robinson campaign can do half of this, he will be blowing Dan out of the water. If the Robinson team could do half of this, it would be very big for the city of Muncie. The roadmap for paving Muncie, responsible accessibility for Muncie pedestrians, ramp, and dedicated focus on the Muncie Street Department. This was definitely an interesting look at everything that is has been going on with this. I'm going to try to. I want to see if they have it up. I have the piece recorded, but I don't have it downloaded in one video. It breaks it up, and you've got to put it together. I don't have that fully done yet, so I'm going to see if they have it, if they have released it. Okay, this is very interesting. Okay. How will we pay for these projects? Great question. Jeff and his team of experienced planners have found that these impactful projects can be funded through a variety of already established state revenue funds like the wheel tax, local motor vehicle highway distribution, LRS, and as well as local edit and TIF funds. Thanks to bold visions and meticulous planning, we can create bonds paying about $1.9 million a year with funds left over. What's more, leveraging the Indiana Community Crossings matching grant funds will add millions to what we have available. And essentially, he was saying right now our administration is wanting to pay $18 million for two fire stations. If the city of Muncie is going to borrow money, wouldn't you want to borrow less money than what it's going to take for the Ridenour plan to pave a shit ton of roads? And it's just I got to be honest, it's really, really interesting, and they're claiming that they can do this in 3 years. The video and Jeff's words are really, really going to be big, and I will do my very best to have that put forth and have that available so you guys can watch that on your own time, and that we will be able to go through that then tomorrow. I was hoping that they would have it uploaded somewhere, but it appears as though they do not. This is the area where he's talking about he is talking about taking out a bond to do this. Yes, or taking out. I don't know if it's multiple bonds or one bond. This is definitely an interesting look at what's been going on here. So we'll have more on this plan in the days to come. It looks like nobody else has that out, so it's not like I'm behind the ball on this, but I will get that to you guys very, very soon. I can't answer that off the top of my head. I don't know if there's anybody that is watching this. I don't know, Audie, if you know, but I know it's going to be less than the 18 million that Ridenour is talking about. So I can tell you that for a fact. So I know that. All right. That, ladies and gentlemen, takes us out of Muncie, as we will finish up Jeff's plan and the video on that in the next day or so. And that now brings us to Henry County. Jackie, there were 35 to 40 people. I mean, it was basically standing room only. I mean, it was a pretty big, a pretty packed house. There were a good number of people that showed up. Candidates showed up, members of the community, members of the Ridenour administration. There were a couple of members of the Ridenour administration there, but I'll keep that to myself. The picture that I showed there, Annie, was a little before we got started. So people were still milling around in the back of the room. He's not actually speaking here at this point. He's just like kind of talking to people up front. So this was just like before it got started, actually. So once he got to talking, people sat down and it kind of it filled in a little bit more. But all right, moving on from there, we are now moving to Henry County, and we're going to be looking at this just horrible, awful look at what truly occurred during this this illegal stop that Sproles was involved in on the 2nd of July. Now, I want to start this by saying, let me get this pulled up here. I want to start this by saying number one, this is par for the course for Sproles. This is just like everything else that we've seen. This is the bus stop. This is the way that he's interacted with Humphreys. This is the way that he dealt with the Marquette Neal situation. This is the way that he's dealt with his local other town marshals. It's how he's dealt with myself. It's how he's dealt with Josh Kimbrell. It's basically how he deals with anybody that he feels is underneath him. I want to set up what we're getting ready to watch here. Basically, what we're going to be watching is a traffic stop that took place on Sunday, July 2nd. All right. And what initiated this traffic stop was essentially the sheriff of Henry County, which is very new. He's only been in office since January, so he is a newly elected sheriff. At the time of this traffic stop, he'd only been in office for 7 months. At the time of this recording, he's only been in office for 9 months. And on top of that, he is a newly appointed to the department officer. He's only been a police officer for a little over 3 years at this point, at this time of the recording. He's only been an officer for like a little over 3 years, maybe between 3 and 4 years now. So he is still so new. In the grand scheme of things, I'm going to tell you what the timeline is. On Sunday the 11th, while off duty, he interjects himself on an assist motorist in the southwestern side of Henry County with the folks from Milwaukee on the bus. And he turns that into an absolute shit show. All right? That was June 11th. And from the time he left there on through and up until, I guess, today, or at least up through the beginning of August, he was on a campaign of harassment against both the guy on the bus, the owner of the dance studio, as well as Officer Humphreys, all right? Trying to get Humphreys fired by sending pages and pages and pages of emails, by making phone calls and sending emails to the chief, to the town board, by making phone calls to the town board, and making another extremely crazy phone call on July 31st, all right? All of that started when he interjected himself while off duty on Sunday, June 11th. Jump forward to Sunday, July 2nd. Again, he's off duty. He's sitting in the parking lot of a hardware store eating ice cream, and he sees a vehicle driving by that he just thinks looks suspicious because it looks like a police car and he doesn't know who it is. So he wants to jump up behind him. At one point, he says he doesn't know who it is. And then when he's on the stop, he says he does know who it is. But he is off duty. He is in an unmarked patrol vehicle, and he is in plain clothes. Plain clothes including a skin-tight shirt and basketball shorts. But he straps his gun on, and in an act that is illegal in the state of Indiana, he performs a traffic stop on this vehicle. And the vehicle does not meet any of the criteria for which he would have been allowed through exemption to make this stop. He pulled this vehicle over for a minor infraction. The minor infraction was simply no license plate on the vehicle. It's just a minor infraction. But he decided to pull this vehicle over. So he does this on Sunday, July 2nd. We're going to see how he interacts. And then just 4 days later, on the 6th, he shoots Marquette Neal, a black man, in the jail cell while unarmed 4 times, point blank range with less lethal beanbag rounds. And it's just all downhill from there. All of these individuals he's had problems with are black. And they all have mostly been while he's been either off duty or acting in a capacity which he should not have been acting in. But again, I want to make clear, he commits an illegal traffic stop because of the infraction of not having a license plate on. Without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, here is the most bizarre sheriff. And I'm going to go off screen so you can have the full effect on this one. Here we go. There is no sound right here because it's body camera footage. It rewinds it about 60 seconds, and the camera will kick in with audio here in just a few moments. So essentially what he did, when he made the, when he pulled in behind the vehicle and he saw there was no plate, he realizes, oh no, I am in basketball shorts and I'm in an unmarked car. I want to make a traffic stop. So he calls for a Newcastle police unit. I don't know why he didn't call for a sheriff's deputy, but he called for a Newcastle police unit. And he calls this unit. This is the Newcastle unit that we're getting ready to see here. On the 6th of July, Sheriff Sproles talks to us in a meeting about this stop. We watched that the other night. He tells us, I got in behind them, I called for the unit, and I got to a point that I thought was safe, and I made the stop. He then says that he waited, for the guy to get up and he did whatever, and he turned the scene over to the Newcastle police officer. Well, let's look and see how long it takes him to turn the scene over to the Newcastle police officer. Remember, this is Newcastle who we're seeing right here. Oh, look. Not only did he wait for not only did he not wait for Newcastle to get there, but this is his car right here. This is the sheriff's car right here. See, it's unmarked. He got out of his unmarked car and he approached the car and he pulled the individual out while in basketball shorts.
So he bought this in Michigan somewhere. Been driving it with no plates. So when did you buy it?
Earlier this morning.
You have your paperwork on?
No, I dropped it off at my parents' house.
Dropped your paperwork off. Why would you do that?
This wasn't this morning.
No, I give me an answer. Why would you do that?
It's safe there. Last time I had my my title and stuff in my car, I let a friend borrow it and it came out missing. So I just dropped it off there.
So what time did you buy this?
Listen, folks, and here's the other thing. You're going to hear during this encounter, there are going to be a few things that are said by the man here, Mr. Riddick, where he lies to the police, but he's nervous. We're going to hear a statement at the very end of this, which will explain to you why he's not honest. I can understand. I can understand him being scared and being nervous, whatever, maybe he didn't do the right thing. He should have had plates on the car. Maybe he should have been honest. But at the end of the day, two wrongs don't make a right. He was in the wrong, but Sproles should have been doing in the right. You know what I mean? Like, this is nuts.
Dispatch 223. Well, nuts. Wait, one, we're trying to sort this out. Disregard for now. I'm trying to figure this out.
What's the destination?
So tell me your route that you have came today from Detroit, Michigan.
So parents live in Yorktown.
Okay.
And then I took 32. I took on the county roads down to the bypass 67. And I hopped on the bypass 53 down here.
How did you get to Michigan?
I drove me and a friend drove with my Tonga up there.
Who's your friend? You go to Detroit, Michigan with somebody you don't even know their last name. Right?
Well, it was an ex.
So you don't even know an ex-girlfriend's last name.
I like that. Not my right. She's sorry.
So let me ask you this: help me understand why everything is just odd.
I
do you have an ex-girlfriend you don't know her last name? Drive all the way to Detroit, Michigan, you don't know her last name.
But it's Heather Renee. I always call her Renee. But I'm not killing the stock. So it's kind of,
I'm not. There's just no need to be on the spot. I'm just asking really basic questions. What are you nervous about?
I really don't want to get told. I'm just trying to get it there.
So your parents, when did you leave your parents?
About an hour ago, maybe less than an hour ago.
And you don't have any paperwork at all.
It's all in the top drawer of my bedroom.
How did you get a hold of this company? Like, where did
Marketplace, Facebook Marketplace.
Oh, okay. So you'd have that information on your phone, I assume?
Yeah, I can.
You go ahead and grab your phone here. That way we can see that.
Hey, this is gonna sound like a stupid question. The VIN number on your screen is kind of like off. Do you mind if I check for a VIN on the door? Okay. No, I didn't want to open the car door without asking you.
No, you're fine.
Okay, I'll just go out. I'll see if it's still, because it says Wayne County Sheriff. I can see the paint. Oh yeah. Dispatch 223. Can you meet me on TAC 2 for 29 by VIN? It should come back to a Dodge Charger. The VIN will be 2 boy, 3 king, Adam 4, 3 George, X-ray, 8 Henry, 2 1 6 4 6 7.
So trying to get on. But I'm not trying to be a joke here. This stuff is starting to get really difficult. We've got a meeting Thursday with the small town functions. It's this kind of stuff. Let me ask you something. Why are you not? You want to be a police officer? Have you ever been a police officer? Have you got fired? Yeah. You got fired from somewhere? Yeah. Why?
10 volt. Could you run that through Michigan?
So what did he let you go for? That's what everybody, that's the whole gig. And that's what people are just, I'll be honest with you, man, people are sick and tired of it. I'll just be straight honest with you. I'm sick and tired of it. I am just, and here's the bottom line. You've got to know that you can't drive something like this from Michigan with no plate on it. You have to know that. If you've been a police officer, have you been a police officer before that? No. Can you not get on with the regular normal department?
Listen to him. How condescending.
Everybody's looking to hire police. So tell me why you can't get hired somewhere, because there's a reason. That's my guess. Just shoot me honest. Why?
I mean, man, what a condescending asshole.
And I wonder what. And I don't mean to be ugly, but I wonder.
I don't mean to be ugly.
But you get where I'm coming from. You've been arrested for impersonating. I'm telling you.
All right, so he knows he says you've been arresting for impersonating.
To Detroit, Michigan today. Did you go to Detroit, Michigan today? You bring this thing home from Detroit, Michigan today. You went to Detroit, Michigan today and you brought this from Detroit, Michigan to right here where we're at.
So this morning.
Okay. What time did you get to Detroit? A little after 12. Okay. How long was you in Detroit?
10-4. Thank you.
So a little bit after 1, right?
Sir, 1 sec. I'll be right back. Yes, sir.
So I just wanted to just kind of repeat what you told me. So you left Detroit, Michigan with this car about 1:30 today. You told me you was at mom and dad's for 4 or 5 hours, right? All right. So what? So if you're there 5 hours, that would leave you. So 5 hours and 1:30, 6:30. That means you got from Detroit, Michigan to right here in 2 hours.
I'm just throwing estimations. I don't have exact times for it. I don't even know what time it is right now. That's like 7:30, 8 o'clock.
Okay. All right. So, I mean, I don't know how long it takes to get to Detroit, Michigan. Do you?
It was a 3.5 hour drive to get there.
Okay. So you had 2 hours to get back. And maybe you did.
I don't have the time frames down packed like that.
That's fine. No, that's fine.
But this morning what I did was I dropped my Tahoe off because it was leaking oil.
Who did this thing come back to?
All right, there it freezes, or it doesn't freeze. They redacted because they were giving confidential information, his IDAX information.
I know it's already told you this. It's a car with police lights that are easily visible for anyone to see and no license plate. So for us, we got to make sure that no one should have no license plate even on a police car. So we got to make sure that if there's a police car without a license plate, they know because someone's got a police license plate that shouldn't. For like little old grandma on the street, like she sees a black Charger with lights on it, she thinks you're a cop. If you flick those lights on, she's going to pull over. Like it's a safety issue for us on both ends, for everyone else and for whatever police department, and for you, just to make sure that no one's trying to say you're out there doing dirty and like trying to do stuff you shouldn't be, and use the police car to cover for it.
And you've already been arrested for impersonating a police officer.
I hate that he keeps saying that.
Yeah, I was. Okay. But it was impersonating a public servant. It wasn't.
Correct. It's the same. It's the same thing. So you're telling me these lights do not
And
work?
we've already covered what that was.
I put all the lights, and then like these are. I mean, I tucked them back there, but all the wires been cut.
Okay. No, yeah.
Run his,
I can real quick.
No,
I have no.
Okay, no problem.
Yeah. Yeah. Do you know where the flicker switch is inside?
There's everything's been taken out. I mean, like
okay.
You can look around.
Oh no, yeah. So like your entire center console. Yeah, you got the entire. Okay, yeah, the entire center console's out. You still have the. Oh, you got a nice. Get the halves mount. Did the computer come with it?
No, that's mine.
Okay.
That's my personal stuff.
Oh, gotcha. Oh yeah, you have been cutting because I can see the shears. So you've been doing the cut work. Did you cut it or did they cut it?
They cut it.
Okay.
And I just cut a couple other things. But...
Okay.
So what fleet are you? What town are you trying to get this together for?
It's not all like it's not said and done yet. But I'm hoping for the town of Pershing, Germantown. Every time
Is that Indiana or Ohio?
It's Indiana. It's outside between Richmond and what's that?
Oh yeah, I mean, so who's the marshal there?
There's no marshal yet, but they're trying to start a police department.
Who's trying to get this?
His name is David Flannery out of Richmond.
David Flannery. Yeah, it'd be like Connorsville in Richmond is what he said.
I think it's. I gotta look at the map again. Okay. It's off I-70.
Yeah, that would be about the place.
That's what I'm
33-1, go ahead.
Last name Riddick, Riddick. First name Elvante, Elvante. Date of birth 10/8/96.
Oh yeah, this light's out. The light got removed from your mirror.
What'd you pay for it? $4,000.
Okay.
And who is Flannery?
He's just. I guess he's just.
Now he's asking him questions about some guy who's not even on the damn stop.
Has he been fired from a police department before? Has he ever been a police officer? Where's he live at? You know him real well.
I worked out there.
I mean, he's really, really, really out of line.
Oh, you worked at Geo?
Yeah, I worked in corrections a lot.
Okay.
I didn't really enjoy the prison.
Yeah, mandatory 16-hour shifts on any given day.
He is way out of line. Yeah. The officer on duty is talking, well, at one point did.
It's what he told you. Yeah.
Yeah. When's he gonna give this over to the state? When's he giving this over? Yeah. He's sex trafficking and conjuring.
Hello, hey, this is John Sproles. I'm the sheriff of Bilbrey County, and got your son stopped here, and he just don't have plates.
Now he calls the mom, even though this guy's an adult. I don't understand this.
Okay, yeah, I've got your son stopped here on a traffic stop.
Wait, what? Hold on, one more time.
I am. She said that you've got all the paperwork to this car at your house. Is that accurate?
She doesn't know. You'd have to tell her where it's at. It's in my bedroom at the top drawer. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you still live in Muncie?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, but the address comes back. Okay, so probably just have an update. Are you
we're not done
yet? In apartments a lot, or just kind of move back in? Or did you just move?
I moved back because my dad's been having strokes.
Oh, okay. No, yeah, makes sense. That explains it.
Okay. Well, you have a bill. Hey, we're here. Do you have a bill of sale there?
Yeah.
What all do you have there?
There's 3 sheets of paper.
3 sheets of paper. What all do you show there? Do you have a title?
Hey, can you go into your underwear drawer, ma'am, and let me know what's going on in there?
What's the date on what's the date on? Did you guys date the title? I assume on the back. I'm not sure if you know there. You have anything with a date on it? Is there any paperwork there with a date on it? June 30. That's what I figured. Okay. All right. I appreciate it. That's all I need. Thank you. All right. So you showed me that text, and that's why I said I don't think you've been there today. You didn't come from Michigan today. Go ahead and and face up to it. You want to be a police officer? You want to be honest, right? You didn't come from Detroit, Michigan today. Get a hook started.
That's already happening, yeah. Now he's calling for a hook for the car.
This right here, and I don't mean to be ugly, all right? I don't mean to be ugly, but this right here is what I'm sick of. Absolutely sick of it. You're dishonest. You're dishonest. You want to tell me that you drove to Detroit, Michigan, then you give me some time frames. You're not even quick enough.
You're not even quick enough. You're dumb. You're a black guy, so you're definitely got to be dumb.
You had to get to Detroit, Michigan and back in 2 hours. Do we look stupid? You think you
ignorant black guy I got
I'm
here.
not trying to be ugly, and I know I'm on camera. But I'm just asking you a question. Do we look stupid? No.
Yes, sir.
Sproles has a history of looking stupid on camera. I know I'm on camera. He likes saying that too. I'm not trying to be ugly here. Huh.
Can I say something though?
Yes, you can.
I did go to Michigan today, but I wasn't putting back the car.
Okay.
I was helping. She smokes weed and stuff, so I just gave her right up there. But,
okay. And I'm good. Listen, I'm not trying to be ugly. I'm not trying to be ugly.
He's not trying to be ugly. He's not trying to be ugly.
You know what I'm saying?
That was a double ugly.
But right now, we're dealing with so much of this stuff that we're sick and tired of it.
Who's where?
We're sick and tired of these little towns. You've already been arrested for impersonating. And I'm not trying to be ugly. All right, brother, I care about you. I'm not, please understand me, all right? But for the citizens, man. For the citizens.
What's he even talking about? This guy's not a marshal on a small town.
If you will lie to us, here's my big concern. You know we can get the facts, right? You'll lie to us. What will you do to people who ain't going to figure this stuff out? This is what bothers me. I'm just speaking from my heart here, okay? This is what really concerns me about this type of stuff. You will lie. You said you knew who I was. You'll lie to the sheriff and him, knowing we're on camera. Just basic questions, giving me wrong answers. What will you do to the poor, unsuspecting people? I'm sorry, but this is my issue with this stuff. Do you get where I'm coming from? Again, I'm not trying to be ugly to you, man. But we have to protect the people. And here, 2 officers come up and you start spewing lies. You understand what I'm saying? You start spewing lies immediately, right off the bat. Here comes one lie right after the other.
Yeah.
And I don't like this. I'm not, there's no joy in towing a car.
Then why are you doing it on your day off on a holiday weekend, you dick?
You cannot, you're not going to get anywhere in life being dishonest. You understand that? You're going to keep in this cycle right here. You're obviously in a cycle of, you're not getting anywhere, man. You know what I mean? You're not getting anywhere, but there's some dishonesty somewhere. You understand what I'm saying? I'm a nice guy. You should have said, hey, man, look, here's the deal. I've had this car since
nice guy.
June 30th, which is just, just a couple of days.
No, I mean, he's getting in trouble right now.
That's fair to me.
That's what we're trying to do right now.
I got it.
No, he's not gotten in trouble. Yeah, that's what we're trying to do now.
You can talk. I talk from my heart. You can talk from yours.
I talk from my heart. You can talk. You don't want to hear what my heart has to say.
Listen, I'm not trying to be ugly to you. I want you to understand that. All right, I'm here for it. You need something, I'm here to help you. But I'm not going to, if you're going to sit there and lie to me, I'm just not okay with that. Okay.
Number 6, Diane.
Sometimes when it's tough, you just have to tell the truth. I've had a lot worse things that I've had to fess up than driving a car from Michigan today. You know what I mean? I wish that was some of my worst times.
Your worst
There's
times is
sometimes you
coming.
just gotta tell the truth. You
That's
understand?
right, Yoko.
We did get a return.
Yeah, I mean, it is all legitimate. Yeah, it's all legitimate.
Yeah. So you can pick it up. You can pick your car. There's nothing illegal about the car as long as the lights are disconnected. But you're going to have you're going to have your plates. Okay. It sounds like you've got the stuff that you need. You've got the title apparently right. Okay. So you just got to get your plates and you'll be able to get it out. But this stuff concerns me. You know what I mean? You're running around in a police car. It looks like a cop. You're not honest with me.
Like a cop.
I hope to God you're not going to pull somebody over when all you got to do is put wires back together.
Like a cop.
Got your lights going. You know what I mean?
I hope you're not going to pull somebody over in basketball shorts and a t-shirt. That's what he said, the mayor. He said he went to meet his girlfriend.
Whatever's going on in this little town, some guy just calling you up, want you to be assistant chief of police. That should concern you because you don't have the necessary anything to be the assistant chief of police. You understand what I'm saying?
That's not a dig on you. That's exactly. Because if someone's doing that, that means they're trying. A lot of times when that happens for these small towns, they try and get someone they can push all the legal liability onto who doesn't know what's going on. The guy that calls you up is the guy who might have a plan to pitch up the police department, get all the money he can out of it, and then run, leaving you, the guy who's actually probably got his heart in the right place, to pick up or be liable for everything that either he did or the other guys who knew what was going on did. That is on you, even though you had nothing to do with it. If you're the assistant chief, stuff like that. Ouch. I mean, all this is right here is you don't have plates on it. Like that's all this is. It's gonna get towed for no plate.
I really thought though that you're good.
Indiana has changed their laws. There's no in-transit law anymore. So if it's on the road in Indiana, Michigan may be different, but in Indiana, if it is on any type of road, it has to be registered in the state or have a valid registration in another state. They can't be plateless.
Hey, you were needing to get the splicing, right? I'll take it down there.
Now he's going to drive him to his house.
Grab whatever you need out of here.
Definitely take the laptop.
Yeah, don't leave anything that's any value in here, okay?
Don't leave anything of any value in here because it's going to go to a tow yard that's not reputable. Good thing he doesn't have a plate on the back of the car.
I got you. Hold on, something for you.
Okay, I got it.
Okay. You want your laptop?
Yeah. Yeah, this guy, Elantre Riddick, is going to be on the program on Monday. We'll be interviewing him on Monday.
There's a handgun in the center.
In the center column? Okay.
There's a handgun in the center, so he gets shot.
So just one other thing real quick. Like, if you can't get the license plate on it, you can still have it towed to someplace. All you have to do is pay the tow fee. So if there's an issue getting plates for it, you do own, like if you got the title, you can have it towed somewhere else. So it's not stuck there if you can't get the plates. You can arrange like a tow company to come pick it up and have it towed someplace, okay?
Who's that tow company that's taking it?
Today it's Davis. It's going to be the county guys. It'll be right in Splicing, so you're going to go probably past it wherever the sheriff is going to take you. And which center? It's in the center console.
It's behind, like in the bottom, like they between the two seats.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah, I think you just want to.
Oh wow, that's actually really nice. How do you get the thumb? Oh, is it a thumb brake?
Yeah.
Oh, it's really nice. Can I just unload it real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. What kind is it?
It's like box 17.
Is it a 3-point? Say it is. Oh wow. Oh, that's nice. How long you had this?
I got it when I started as a reserve in Caddis.
Oh, you did work at Caddis? Okay.
I don't think there's one that changed.
That's not. Did you work with Landon?
Yeah, he was
Okay.
that hired me.
Okay.
I was also the one that arrested me 5 years ago.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a story to that.
Yeah.
That's kind of. Do you want to use your laptop, man?
No, it's just I was gonna take it and try to sell it.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yes, I mean, did you guys do inventory, or are you guys going to inventory anything, or?
We'll probably get the inventory once the tow gets here. I'll go through. I've got the body camera, so I'll go through with my camera too and take some pictures of anything. So is that everything you want? All they need is the ignition key. Is there anything in the trunk?
No, nothing. That's
nothing that you need from the trunk.
No.
Okay. How long did you work with Landon?
Nice Generation 3. Clock.
Maybe 8 months before he decided to.
So what's the deal with whatever happened with that then?
You get arrested?
Yeah.
I was in the passenger seat, same thing like this, and got in trouble for impersonation of public servant. The person I was driving was a female. And she never got in trouble. So I usually try to avoid Henry County because I always thought it was racist. And it kind of is. But
right there, ladies and gentlemen.
Regrettably, can kind of understand the perspective.
This license.
Issues. It's got to have a plate on it, man. That's going to go. I mean, and all I'll say, like you driving as far as you did, the reason I probably don't stop you is because it looks like a police car. I mean, so I know to you that maybe think like, I guess I'm okay because I just get in the mail, so no one's stopping me and saying, "Hey, you need to do this." But I can understand that.
You want to wait for the wrecker, or we can go ahead and go? It's up to you.
We can go.
Okay. All right. I'll run you down there.
He's got this. I can hang out with Burns.
Yeah, that's fine. Okay, no problem. No problem. I'll just set this in. You can just set it all here in the very back.
This is so
Oh,
wild.
yeah, sir. Do you want me to inventory anything? I'll do a quick once around.
He can.
He's keeping the laptop. He said he's going to try and sell it. It wasn't like going to go with him, so
Okay.
I'll just get some pictures of it.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Now listen, we're gonna talk with this guy. We're gonna be talking to this guy on Monday the 18th.
Go ahead. Go for one.
They're not taking his gun. He's just taking it home with him.
Oh, okay.
My earpiece broke.
I hate
Because I was getting dressed and I
can't handle it. Yeah.
can't do this.
Yeah, I had to like straight up like lift someone's earpiece because I could not have it.
Yeah, I ordered like 4 just to make sure.
So essentially what happens is they took his gun, they unloaded it, and they put it in the back of the car. When he took Riddick home, he got his gun back when he dropped him off. We're going to be talking with him on the 18th, and it's going to be interesting to hear what he says about all of this. But literally, Sproles used this as a time to grill him. Where they're at is probably about 10 minutes, 15 minutes down the road from where the kid lives. And I shouldn't say kid, he's an adult, but he's young.
Hey, Mr. Morgan.
He's quite a bit younger, and so Sproles uses that as a time to grill him. He interrogates him on several different things It's going to be wild when you guys hear what all he grills him about during their trip.
Why would you put dryer sheets in the air filters?
I can think of a couple reasons.
Yeah. Well, he did say the girl he went to Michigan with was big into weed, so.
Why didn't he take?
He says he's going to try and sell it, but it came, I'm assuming it came with the video because it's in the Havas Mount and everything.
So just make sure there's no likely things.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, Sproles did not get in trouble for this. I keep saying that. Sproles did not get in trouble for this. That's what we're trying to do now. We're trying to bring awareness to this and get news agencies and other people aware of this. The Department of Justice is currently investigating him for shooting the inmate.
You get caution tape.
This is
So
plug into the
he's not gotten in trouble. He has not gotten in trouble for this as of yet.
plug in under the dash.
That's what we're trying to do now.
Push the button and it makes the lights flash.
Okay.
I mean,
No,
I'm
yeah,
not using it.
no, yeah, but it came with it. He's got caution tape.
I don't think they took pictures of the gun. I didn't see that.
So just
The man was the name of the man that he dropped was
Wayne County, Ohio. I'm sorry, Wayne County, Michigan. Is what he bought it.
David Flannery.
All the lights and everything. Red and blue, or
Well, we don't know because luckily most of the wires are cut. So I'm sure if they were working, he would have flashed his lights when Sproles tried to pull him over.
That's stupid. No, he wouldn't have.
And then that would have been a whole different kind of work.
Yeah.
so he said holds for yeah.
It's drivable and everything. It's turned on, ready to go. Keys in there.
Got any insurance?
There's a progressive envelope. I do not know if it's for this.
Okay, so plates and insurance.
If it's getting driven off, yeah.
For those people that just got here, at the beginning. Okay, that's the end. This happened on. July 2nd. July 2nd. Okay, I'm gonna go back real quick and just see because I didn't see them take pictures of the gun. That's strange if you're saying that's what they did.
What kind is it?
It's like Glock 17.
Is it a 3-point? Say it is. Oh wow. Oh, that's nice.
He takes it out of the holster.
How long you have this?
I got him. I started as a reserve.
He unloads the magazine.
Okay.
Checks the.
Did you work with?
There's one in the pipe.
Okay.
Puts it back in the holster.
Yeah. I'm sure there's a story to that.
Yeah.
That's kind of. Do you want to use your laptop, man?
No, it's just I was gonna take it and try to sell it.
Okay. Are you sure?
Yes. I mean, did you guys do inventory, or are you guys going to inventory anything, or?
We'll probably get the inventory once the tow gets here. I'll go through. I've got the body camera, so I'll go through with my camera too and take some pictures of anything. So is that everything you want? All they need is the ignition key. Is there anything in the trunk?
No, nothing. That's
nothing that you need from the trunk.
No.
Okay.
So I usually try.
You driving as far as you did?
I appreciate that.
No, yes, sir.
Takes it and puts it in his.
I'll do a quick once around.
Sproles has the gun.
Keeping the laptop. He said he's going to try and sell it. It wasn't like going to go with.
Sproles goes and puts it in the car. Where did he take the picture? Oh no, I didn't see it. Maybe I missed it, but I still didn't see it. Yeah, this was July 4th weekend, so it's very very wild what was going on here. So this is that's that. There's that. We'll kill this and I just don't know what. I just don't understand. So that was, he told the other cop to get a pic of when he was inventorying the car because he was leaving his laptop in it. So he wanted him to get a pic of the inventory. So, I mean, just again, keep this in mind. June 11th, Sunday, June 11th is the bus incident. Then Sunday, July 2nd is this incident. And then July 6th is the shooting of Neil in the jail. And the 6th is the day of the meeting with all of the town marshals. And then July 14th is the Caddis meeting where Sproles and I meet up and he and Josh get into it and all that stuff goes on. And then July 31st is when he makes that phone call to the police and the town board members there at Shirley PD. And so all of that stuff happened. It just really, really wild. That's the timeline to kind of see what happens here. All of the stuff happened in a very short period. Now, my question is, has this just been a really bizarrely coincidental, bizarre, bad run of luck for Sproles? Or does this just happen to be a quick snapshot in time of just how he has interacted basically over a month and a half period? In my opinion, we probably could take a look at any month and a half period of Sproles' law enforcement career and see things that he has done, which makes it questionable to us, because Sproles just doesn't seem like a law enforcement officer that is out there to try to do what the job actually is. It's like he's out there being a Billy badass. Yeah, the scary part is Sproles asking if people's body cams are on all the time. Why does he have to check about that? Yeah. What's the deal with that? Yeah, it's not a run of bad luck. It's not a run of bad luck. It's just Sproles. That's what I'm saying. I'm willing to bet that this is just Sproles being Sproles, and we could literally look at any given point in his career, both before and after Sheriff became a thing. Fortunately, the Henry County Sheriff's Department now does have body cameras, and they are now to be wearing their body cameras. So we will be able to request this footage from various points in time. Sproles. Sproles is like a bizarre character because he loves the way he looks in a uniform. He's like his number one fan. He loves the way he looks in a uniform, but he also likes to do so much work outside of uniform. It's so bizarre. I don't know. Very weird. Very strange. I'm going to oh yeah. Yeah. I see that in there. I'm not trying to be ugly. Yeah, right. Yeah, right. That's again the question is, remember, he knew from the word jump that he was being set up during the bus incident. So if he knew he was being set up during the bus incident, why did he then proceed to walk in being an asshole? If he knew he was being set up, wouldn't he have acted a little bit better? Let me see if I still have. Hold on. Let me see if I still have. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, and did you like and this is just inside baseball for those of you Henry County people, but for anyone that's outside of Henry County, the Newcastle officer who did seem to be very nice there, he's asking the kid, so didn't where did you get this gun? The kid's like, oh, I got it when I was a reserve in Caddis. And he's like, oh, you were on at Caddis? And the kid's like, yeah, I was up there. And he was like, did you work under Landon? Now, when the guy says that, who he's referring to is Landon Dean, who was the marshal in Caddis. Now, the marshal in Caddis is not a full-time position. Landon Dean is not just the marshal in Caddis. He was a lifelong deputy from the Henry County Sheriff's Deputy. He retired with 20-some years on from the Sheriff's Department. Landon Dean was actually the candidate that was the opponent of Sproles during the election. Landon and Sproles ran against each other last year, and Landon is the man that should be the sheriff of Henry County right now. Landon should be the sheriff of Henry County right now. I know, every time I say it, there are people out there that are going to say, oh, no, I know Sproles isn't good, and it shouldn't be Sproles, but it definitely shouldn't be Landon. It shouldn't be Landon. You don't know all the stories. You don't know all the yada-da-da-da, and that one time he was hanging from the chandelier naked doing backflips, and I'm like, shut up. Let me explain this to you. I'm going to say this one last time. For everybody out there that still likes to push forward this bullshit narrative, listen. Prior to all of this, prior to the election, back before the election, back when nobody gave a damn about Sproles, Nobody gave a damn about Landon. No one knew anything about any of these people. I started getting involved in Henry County government. This was 2020, 2021, so 2 years before the race. And I started hearing that I was having that the county council was going to get me because I was coming and I was being loud and boisterous and I was speaking my mind at the county council and the county commissioners. And they kept saying, oh, they're going to have 20 police officers at the county meeting. And I was like, great, I hope they bring them. I was like, bring them, because they're going to have to carry my ass out of there, because I'm going to stand up and I'm going to speak, and I'm not going to break any law. And now they can violate my rights if they want, but I'm letting them know, bring it, because I'm not going to fight you and I'm not going to resist, but you better bring in recruits and everybody, bring in the National Guard, because I'm not going to walk out of there. You're going to have to carry me out. And I'm a large and in charge man. You know what I mean? So I'm a big old boy. So I started hearing the names of these officers that was going to be there to get me. One of the names I heard was Landon Dean. I didn't know Landon Dean's name. I heard it, and someone said, Landon's not going to get you. Landon's blah, blah, blah. He's got these own deals. And I started hearing a couple people was bashing Landon. And I looked into this, and I was like listening to it, and I kind of bought into it for a minute. I was listening to what they said. Oh no. And I looked into it. This was 3 years ago. And I would not be able to find any of the paperwork. And I'm not meaning just in Henry County. I mean where the event apparently took place. I talked to prosecutors. I talked to retired prosecutors. I talked to journalists. I talked to the so-called arresting officer. Listen, I'm talking to people that didn't give a damn about Henry County. Kim Kronk didn't mean anybody to these people. Harold Griffin didn't mean anybody to these people. And some newbie on the sheriff's department didn't mean anybody to these people. So I'm telling you, I've said this, and I all I mean is I have never been able to find anything other than hearsay and innuendo. No paperwork, no incident reports, no arrest reports, no pictures. And to me, look, I'm not covering for Landon. I don't know that guy from Adam. He's no different than Sproles or anybody else to me. I'm just telling you guys, I did not find it, and I worked. And I've got a little bit of investigative mind myself. You know, when I set my mind to something, if it's there, I find it. I get to the bottom of it. And I'm telling you, there was nothing on Landon. So I get it. It's a good story people want to tell and spread shit. I get it. And it's almost something that people's been ingrained with in Henry County. And I'm not trying to be shitty to anybody. If you're still out there and you want to believe it, you know, guess what? He's not on the sheriff's department anymore in Henry County. You don't have to deal with him. You're better off. It's not a big deal. I'm just saying, and I'm not mad at anybody. If someone's out there wants to believe it or whatever, I'm just saying, you know, the bottom line is, if something did happen, it doesn't exist. So it is what it is. Oh, yeah. No, Sproles hasn't been 9 to 5. Sproles is like all over the map. Sproles works in the nighttime. He comes on and does weird ass work during weird shifts. Where was this? I didn't see this. I see this, but I don't see the comment. And that's the other thing people don't realize. Yeah, they just did some really weird stuff in Caddis. Sproles started his law enforcement career as a reserve in Caddis. And when he was a reserve in Caddis, you want to know what he wanted to do? You want to know what he wanted to do? He wanted to buy his own car, and he wanted the town to pay for it. And the people of the Newcastle cops hated him because he was always jumping onto calls as a reserve, and he was always showing up. Hey, anything I can do? Anything I can do? No, get out of here, dumbass. They could not stand Sproles. Sproles left there, went to the sheriff's department as a reserve, and was a sheriff's department as a reserve for a little bit. And then, hopefully whatever, finally they washed him out or whatever, he left there, and he left. And then he went on and he did some whatever, mediocre life he's lived for the next 20 years. And then he decided to get hired on the sheriff's department 3 years ago. And the purpose of getting hired on the sheriff's department was solely for the purpose of being able to run for sheriff so he could get paid $121,000 a year and make $122,000 and make a kick-ass pool of money for himself. That's what he wanted to do. That's what he did. And that's hey, he did it. That's what he did. Now listen, Sproles has some issues, man. There was a time where the Henry County Sheriff's Department responded to a call where Sproles was having some kind of issue with his situation, like with a wife or some kind of partner. I don't know what's going on. And Sproles was really upset, and he was saying some crazy things. Like, he wanted to, maybe unalive himself, and he was talking and really crazy and out of his head. And they ended up having to take him to the, the hospital to be evaluated. And listen, I'm not poking fun of any of that. That's very serious. And I am not, I don't hate Sproles. I wish that he would get help, and I wish that he would quit harassing people. But Sproles is a very dirty and mean individual. And the bad thing is he hides it under this veil of Christianity. And that pisses me off. As a believer, that pisses me off. As someone who believes in God, as someone who is spiritual, someone who is religious in my own right, in my walk with God, as a believer in Jesus Christ, I am bothered by the fact that Sproles wraps up his nastiness in the veil of Christianity. It's so sick to me. I really just do not like it. Annie, if they didn't answer you, he built churches and funeral homes. Let me see here. You're right. You're right. He puts on fake image for those people. Yeah. So that's tonight's show, man. We covered a lot of stuff. I did not cover Yeah, Brandy. As long as your Brandy's name is not Nick. I will wish Brandy a happy birthday. I will no longer wish anybody a happy birthday with their last name. I'll just wish them a happy birthday with their first name from now on out. Happy birthday, Brandy, wherever you are. I hope you have a wonderful birthday. I don't know if it's today or tomorrow or whatever. I don't know how old you are, but I hope you're doing well. I hope you have a wonderful birthday. And I hope you get everything that you want on your birthday, and that this next year is nothing but the best for you. Yeah, Yoko Duo. So that's a good question. Before we leave out of here, one of two things. Okay. I'll show you. Wait! Don't tear out of here, anyone, real quick, because this is very important. So I wanna bring up just a so we can know, so we have full understanding of who everybody is here. Let me see if I can get this. I don't feel comfortable. Ah, man. I almost want to show you the picture of the other guy, but I'm not going to do that. So I just don't feel like I probably should. Even though his name was mentioned, I don't think that's my place. But you guys can easily find that for yourself. I'll tell you, the other guy mentioned is not a gang member. So our options of the gang member is the Dave Flannery, who was the other guy brought up in this body camera, and he is clearly not a gang member, or this Riddick. Now, I asked Riddick on the phone if he was a gang member, and he said no. I asked him if he had ever been a gang member, and he said no. I asked him if he knew anyone that was a gang member, and he said no. And I then said, so you're a liar. And he was like, what? What do you mean? And I said, well, you were a cop for 8 months, so you were part of one of the biggest gangs going. So I don't know. Maybe that's what Sproles meant. I don't know. Maybe Sproles was trying to get it from that way, but no. Riddick is not a gang member. Flannery's not a gang member. I don't know what he's talking about. Oh, and for the person, I don't know if the mayor's here. The mayor said, so this is what kicked off Sproles' big fight with the, this is what kicked off Sproles' big fight with the town marshals. And the mayor 765, no, that is not correct. This stop happened on July 2nd. Sproles had already been sending emails and writs to the various marshals since about the beginning of May or June. So literally about 2 months before this, he had started doing that. And I'm going to tell you what started it all. We looked at this, and Sproles says it in his own words, out of his own mouth, and he says it on 2 different instances, and then again he says it in that meeting on the 6th, just very briefly. He says on the Boss Hogs of Liberty podcast, when he was running in October against Landon, and then he said it again when he was there just a couple weeks ago. He said I do not like the idea. I do not like the idea of these small town marshals and deputy marshals being able to go out here and make $65 an hour sitting in their car or standing at the Apple store when I've got my full-time guys that are making a lot less than that doing full-time work where they could get shot at or killed or hit or whatever, and they need to get a little off-duty employment. And so he said that. And he said that he was going to work to be able to get his guys some of that off-duty work so they could be better compensated. Because it was bad that the people that are doing this full-time and putting their life on the line can't get some of those same jobs. So that is what started this. It was a money thing. It was a power thing. It was a nonsense. You know, he's even told his reserves on his own department that they can't work off-duty security places unless they beg and gravel and whatever. Absolutely nuts. I would not work for the Henry County Sheriff's Department as a reserve, as a part-time, whatever. I would get the hell out of Dodge. The FBI is looking into Sproles. Now, I haven't even mentioned anything tonight about the fact that he's going to people in Henry County and he's asking for $100,000 here or there, wanting large sums of money, and hoping that they'll give it to him. And in at least one case, you know, talking about the fact that he will give someone back their special deputy credentials if they'll help him out with this. I mean, that's all kinds of crazy too. I'm still working that investigation, and I'll have more on that soon. But I'm hearing from more and more and more people in high up places doing and saying lots of different things, and they're all pointing to the fact that they feel very confident that the sheriff might just be getting arrested, at least at some point, for some of this nonsense. And the question people keep saying is, what's he need the money for? Well, old boy might be in trouble. He might need to hire some attorneys here real soon. So he might be looking to pay attorneys to help get himself out of trouble. So I just want to clarify, if the paperwork would have been in his car and not in his drawer at his house, everything would have been fine. I assume, allegedly. I mean, yeah. Listen, I wouldn't, first of all, I wouldn't have done what Sproles did. If I were in uniform and I was behind him, I might or might not have pulled him over. You know, maybe I would have pulled up behind him and been like, what's the deal? And he would have told me or whatever, and I'd let him go, because that's not what I was, you know, I just wasn't a big ticket dude. I was nuts. Number three, if I did pull him over, I might have heard the story and let him go. But what you're missing out on, Yoko Duo, is forget where the paperwork is. If the paperwork was in the car, or if the paperwork was in the drawer, it don't really matter. What you're screwing up is, if Riddick had been white, everything would have been fine. If Riddick had been white, just like his white girlfriend, who was actually driving the car at the time that when they were flipping the lights on and was in the driver's seat And then they pulled into his driveway or her driveway, and he was sitting in the passenger seat, and he gets arrested for impersonating a police officer, and she does not. Sproles couldn't even, I get what you're saying. Yeah, he didn't even get a ticket. He did not get a ticket. They just towed his car. Absolutely ridiculous. It's ridiculous what they did to him. So we'll be talking with him on Monday. Tomorrow we'll be live streaming the mayoral forum at 7 p.m. I'll be live tomorrow. We'll have a whole lot more to talk about tomorrow. I hope that you guys spread this everywhere, folks. Spread it everywhere. It happened in Henry County. Joe Tompkins, it happened in Henry County. It was back in 2018. So yeah, he didn't get a ticket because the traffic stop was illegal. That's why. I would have been like, give me a ticket. I want a ticket. I want a ticket. I want to go to court. So I'm peeling out and calling 911. That's an impersonator just trying to rob me. All right. Hey, spread this word. Share the show. I will get that body camera that we just watched. I will get it up on the screen in its raw form. Please help spread the word. Notify people of the media. Help send all of these videos to Channel 13, Channel 8, Fox 59, Channel 6, RTV6, whatever, CBS, NBC, Fox News, wherever. Help spread the word. I have all of the Sproles stuff in its own little playlist. So check it out. Spread the word. Share the show with everyone you know. Thank God for each and every one of you. I hope you have a great... What are you pointing to? I don't know what you're pointing to. I still don't know what you're pointing to. What?
Postscript.
Oh, I see that. I thought you were pointing. Yeah,
The
right.
postscript, dear.
Yeah, I saw that.
Postscript.
Sometimes I can't tell what the hell you're pointing at.
Yeah, just put me back down again, please.
All right. Here's a great little postscript for you all. Flat earthers have nothing to fear but sphere itself. Good night, everybody. Have a great one. We're out. Hit that like button, bitches.